so part 2, section 4, resistance training, and we're going to start with the leg press. So this is the machine weight section of the gym. There's also some dumbbells here to do free weights, as you can see the boys are doing there. Yep. And we also have another section just over here. So that's got the lower weighted dumbbells, which is probably what you'll be after. Yep. And it's also got the floor section, so it's great for doing the core exercises and things like that. So just a couple of safety tips when you're in the gym. So we've got the safety buzzers just around the corner here. So that gets you to the police or the ambulance. So if you're here by yourself, there's always that option. Also another thing is just alert us to, or any of the staff, just if there's any tripping hazards, anything wrong with the machine, just because our concern is your safety. Okay, and a couple of just tips for gym etiquette. So we've got some stations around just with some wipes, so if you just wipe down the machines once you've finished with them, it's just a health and hygiene thing. Bringing a towel with you is great as well. Another thing is just after you finish with the weights, putting them back where you found them. It's just polite and it decreases that tripping risk again for yourself and others. Cool. Okay, so now down to the nitty-gritty stuff, the resistance training. Yep. So there's a couple of guidelines you should stick to when you are doing your resistance training. So I've already spoken to you about the alignment, but it's just safety. It helps, it trains the appropriate muscles if you are doing it correctly, yep. And it also decreases the risk of injury. So when I'm talking about alignment, the two reference points are your sternum and your pubic bone, so you want to aim to keep those in a line. So if you can think about that, you don't want to be too far forward and you don't want to be going back the other way. Yep. You also want to have your hips square, so you don't want to be leaning to one side or anything like that. Another thing is the breathing, so I have spoken to you about this before, but just with your blood pressure. So we tend to breathe in on the eccentric phase, so that's when you're lowering the weight or going against gravity, and then we tend to breathe out on the concentric phase, so that's when we're lifting the weight and contracting the muscle. Yep. So that's really important to get that one right. Another one is the timing. So just with your ability, we probably want to stick with a 2 second by 2 seconds. So the concentric phase we want to have 2 seconds, and then the eccentric phase we want to have 2 seconds. So you don't want to be very quick on that eccentric phase because you're not getting as much out of your workout by doing that way. Yep. So time under tension shows results basically. Yep. Alrighty, so we're going to start with the leg press here. So the leg press basically targets the glutes or the gluteals, the quadriceps and the hamstrings. The main muscle providing the force in this movement is the glutes. So the origin of this muscle is the sacrum, the coccyx and the iliac crest, and the insertion is the femur and the IT band. Alrighty, so I'll just show you how to use this one. So I haven't got any weight on it, so it's great just to learn with. So you basically just enter and sit straight down. So everything's attached, so nothing's going to move. So we need to think about being in line, sternum and pubic bone and square. Your hands can either be on the handles or they can be in your lap. So we're just going to pop our feet up. They need to be hip distance apart. And throughout this exercise you need to be back in line with your toes. So there is a safety mechanism on this one. So you just need to lift it up and over to release that safety mechanism. So you know your feet are in the right position is when you come down, you need to have a 90-degree angle between your legs there. So my knees are tracking over my toes and I'm pushing through my heels. Okay? I'm keeping everything aligned. So you go straight down, straight up. So thinking about that two times that I was talking about as well. And also thinking about the breathing. So I'm breathing in on the eccentric phase and breathing out on the concentric phase. Okay? Yep. Do you have any questions? How do you put it back on? Okay, so to finish the exercise, we lift it back up to that starting position. Yep. We put the locking system back in, and then you just let it drop onto it and come straight back down. Alrighty, cool. Did you want to jump in and have a go? That's it, so straight in. So hip distance apart, excellent. Yep, are you ready? Perfect, so come down to about a 90-degree angle, that's it, about there, pushing through the heels. Perfect. 1, 2, and up, 1, 2. So try not to lock your knees out of the top as well. That just puts too much stress on the joint. That's it. So breathing in and breathing out. Yep. So I'll just get you to do a few more. So 2 more. Perfect. Great. So now you remember how to put it into the locking system? Yep. Perfect. So then pop your feet flat on the ground. That's it. Perfect.